Hollywood can never be totally sure what audiences will like, and with every mega hit and critical darling, there come a few more shows doomed to a quick cancellation. According to the critics, these are the worst shows to hit broadcast TV, cable, and streaming services in 2019. Network TV's biggest breakout hit over the last 3 years or so is unquestionably This Is Us, NBC's sprawling, time-jumping, touching family tearjerker. As that formula has proven successful, other similar shows have hit the airwaves, including NBC's own The Village. Rather than focus on a family, it's an attempt at a poignant, heartwarming, and emotionally devastating show about the diverse residents of a Brooklyn apartment building. It's about how everyone's lives interact in ways both subtle and profound, and feels specifically designed to get audiences to cry. Dustin Rouse of Pajiba says, "The Village has no interest in being a decent series. Its only interest is in using emotional manipulation to gaslight its viewers into believing that The Village is trying to say something profound about the human condition." More than 15 years after the release of Bad Boys 2, the franchise returned to life with a made-for-TV spin-off starring Gabrielle Union and Jessica Alba. They play an LAPD detective team who are, get this, very different personality-wise. In short, LA's Finest embraces a formula that's been used countless times before in movies and TV. Critics were savage, finding the end results ordinary, outdated, and unnecessary. Ben Travers of IndieWire criticized the standard storytelling in his review. Everyone can find another show exactly like this one on Fox or other broadcast networks, USA and other cable outlets, and even streaming services.
Don't make me shoot you because I'm not missing Family Book Club.
After American Idol became a top-rated pop culture juggernaut in the early 2000s, talent shows flooded TV. In 2019, CBS used its valuable post-Super Bowl programming slot to launch yet another entry in the genre, The World's Best. In some ways, the James Corden-hosted show is formulaic and familiar. Like The Voice and American Idol, performers compete in front of a panel of celebrities. And like America's Got Talent, acts of every stripe are welcome, not just singers. But in its attempt to flip the script and get innovative, The World's Best goes too far and just winds up overly complicated. In addition to doing their thing for the judges, performers are rated by up to 50 experts from 38 geographic regions, purporting to be experts in different forms of entertainment. Then, all the various musicians, comedians, karate masters, etc. compete against each other for the title of the world's best overall new talent. Caroline Fromka, writing at Variety, wrote, "So very much of the show boils down to the show explaining itself and stretching out the judging, which mostly just consists of the panelists gushing and gasping in awe." What if Netflix made a TV show that played like a cheesy 90s-style erotic thriller? And what if they got an Academy Award-winning actress to star in it? The answer to these questions is What If, a steamy primetime soap from Netflix about a high-powered and glamorous Silicon Valley investor played by Renee Zellweger. In between her time spent screaming her frustrations into a stuffed animal and practicing archery on human targets, she helps out Lisa, an idealistic young head of a biotech company, in exchange for a night with the woman's husband, Sean. The whole thing is such an inscrutable mess that David Opie of Digital Spy wrote, "There's a strong chance that the team behind What If know exactly what they're doing, deliberately setting out to make something that's intrinsically bad." Katie Sackhoff, the breakout star of the classic 2000s reboot of Battlestar Galactica, makes her triumphant return to sci-fi television with Another Life, a tense Netflix drama about a spaceship full of humans on its way to make first contact with aliens. Unfortunately for Galactica fans, Another Life is not quite the worthy follow-up they wanted. This ambitious show is part workplace drama, as Starship Commander Nico Breckenridge looks after a craft headed to a faraway alien planet which sent a giant, creepy crystal to Earth. Giving her plenty of guff is her number 2, Ian, the now demoted former captain of that very ship. Awkward. Meanwhile, her husband back on Earth is the only man who can crack the code of the giant, creepy crystal. There's a lot going on with Another Life, but according to Alex McLevy of the AV Club, it doesn't all work. Another Life is an unwieldy mashup of Arrival and any number of Space Odyssey adventure serials, and struggles to maintain clarity or depth with either half of its bifurcated storyline. While this CW summer science fiction series shares a name with another famous science fiction property, Pandora actually takes place primarily on Earth. Nevertheless, it cribs heavily from plenty of other popular sci-fi. Pandora is a Star Trek-esque series set at the space travel training ground of Starfleet Academy in everything but name. It begins in 2199 on a Tatooine-like space world called New Portland, where a college-age woman named Jax is the only survivor of a devastating attack. So she's shipped off to Fleet Training Academy on Earth, where she'll study under the tutelage of her uncle alongside a number of familiar sci-fi character archetypes. All the while, Jax may have a special secret which may affect the very future of humankind. Lightweight and exceedingly familiar can be fine, especially for a summer TV show, but Pandora doesn't quite strike that tone. Beth Elderkin of IO9 was exceedingly harsh in her review. I watch a lot of TV pilots for work, including ones for shows that never make it to air, and Pandora's is quite possibly one of the worst I've seen in years.
I'm not sure we're completely getting off on the right foot here, are we?
Well, it appears I'm not the only one who's perceptive then.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.